Sanbanani Dumelang Molweni. My name is Tulufelo Pagati and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking about how to become a safety officer in South Africa. A safety officer is also known as an occupational health and safety practitioner, personnel enthusiast, consultant. Is a key profession where I know for a fact not a lot of people are familiar with, but it is there, you know, in constructions, in mine, in warehouse, or anywhere else where there's high risk area. So it is a key profession where a person, he or she, is responsible for ensuring that there is a safe working environment within the organization. So if you work in a construction, I know this guy or this lady, just most probably he works with paperwork, and he always tells you to wear your helmet, wear your safety boots, wear this, do that. You know, the person is just so obsessed with ensuring that everything is safe and that there are no accidents or incidents that might possibly occur. Well, that's a safety officer. There are very much a lot of organizations that claim to be offering courses that will help you on how to become a safety officer. But today on this video, I'm going to be telling you about institutions that are legit and that I know for a fact are institutions where, if you went and studied there, I know for a fact there are higher chances where you could get hired, you know, and ching. Do you understand? So there are other institutions that claim to be offering occupational health and safety courses, and some of those institutions, you guys need to be very careful, because a lot of you guys are getting scammed with going to study in an institution that, number one, it is not registered in South Africa with the Department of Education. Number two, even if you go study on that institution, probably you're doing safety management, occupational health and safety, admin or management, or whatever case it might be, for you to become a safety officer. After completing that certain qualification, you need to be able to register with the South African governing body for the occupational health and safety. You know, so if you're gonna go study there and you're not gonna be able to come register with the governing body, then you must know for a fact chances of you being hired or chances of you getting work are just gonna be very slim, you know. So you need to be careful that when you go do your qualification, the institution is registered with the South African Department of Education. Number two, with that qualification, you're going to be able, according to Department of Labor, be registered with that governing body. Institutions that I know for a fact that are legit and that I highly recommend, like highly recommend, is number one, VUT, the Vaal University of Technology. You can go do your safety management diploma. After that, you do your BTech and so on and so on. And there are very much higher chances of you getting employed, mainly because of it's a bigger institution and it's been there for years and years. So a lot of companies, organizations, employers are pretty much aware of. I don't know if you get me. And then the second one is UNISA, University of South Africa. It is also a bigger organization and a bigger institution rather, and a lot of people are familiar with, including employers. So you can also go do your safety management there. They offer diploma, BTech, and so forth. Because with other institutions, sometimes it's not easy for an organization or a company to want to hire somebody who studied at an institution that they don't even know. A person would be asking questions like, is this institution even here in South Africa? Do we even know about it? Is this qualification even legit? What if we hire this person, she comes here in the construction company, claim to be a qualified safety officer, and this person doesn't even know anything? She doesn't even know how to conduct induction. She doesn't even know how to conduct toolbox talks. She doesn't know anything, you know. So I know for a fact there's no company that might want to risk so much into hiring a person with a qualification that they don't even know or that is not even recognized. So just to save yourself time, energy, money and stuff like that, you can go study at UNISA, you can go study at VUT, and The reason I would, or the reason I'm emphasizing one to go study in those two institutions is because of you can also qualify to get NSFAS, which is a bursary, and other relevant bursaries that are offered by the government because you're studying in a public institutions per se. But if you do have money, you can go study at private institutions. I know College on Health, if I'm not mistaken, it is in Polokwane, or they have a branch that side, I'm not sure. But I know two safety officers that they went and studied their OHS qualification at the College on Health. And nowadays I see a lot of people are studying via NOSA. They're doing their sim track there. That's also a good thing. I do recommend it, and I don't have anything negative to say. And there's also an institution called, I think it's Oxbridge Academy. They also offer safety management course or occupational health and safety course. I know a lot of people that go do their short course are people that have studied something that might be relevant, and now they only need occupational health and safety certificate, so they just go do their short course just to add on what they have. So you can go do your short course at UCT, at Northwest University, at UJ, and that short course, if I'm not mistaken, it is occupational health and safety short course. So for an example, let's say you studied Bachelor of Science and you're majoring in the field of environmental studies. You might want to add the occupational health and safety short course on your qualification, and just in case you want to become a safety officer. The reason I would advise you to become a safety officer, or just to tackle that sport or that passion inside of you of want to become a safety officer, is that it is a very good job opportunity, or a good career rather, mainly because of, number one, you're going to be exposed in such a lot of industry, so you're not really limited. You can go become a safety officer at a construction, you can go become a safety officer at a mine, you can go become a safety officer at a warehouse, anywhere else where the organization is quite big and there's a high risk area. And again, you can also be self-employed. So for someone who is passionate with entrepreneurship, maybe, and you like working at your own time and being your own boss and stuff like that, you can become a safety consultant, which is something that I'm gonna do after like probably 10 years. So I'm just gonna come back and relook at this video and be like, I did say this. So yeah, you can become a safety consultant. So becoming a safety consultant, that one would require you to study, like to study and know indaba zakho, because you'll be consulting with a lot of people and you'll be giving more or less advice, legal advice, telling them what to do, just sharing whatever knowledge it might be that the person needs. Number one. Number two, you might also be a safety consultant or have your own company and offer services such as safety file compilation, where you compile safety files for organizations. Number two, you can be self-employed and you are only a freelancer. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is the right way to use here, because being a content creator sometimes, so you more or less a freelancer, whereby you can just be called at that certain time to come do certain induction, toolbox talk, training and stuff like that, and then you get paid and that's it. So with that one, you work at your own time, at your own pace and stuff like that. But with becoming self-employed, that would require you to study, like I said, to know indaba zakho, to know what you've been in this field for so many years, and you know the ins and out, and you know what employees or employers need to know or need to do to eliminate hazards, to avoid incidents, to avoid even accidents. So if you're really passionate with becoming a self-employed person, working at your own time, own pace, stuff like that, you can become a safety consultant. And then you can also work at organizations that are either private or public. You can work on Aspala, becoming a safety officer there. You can just work absolutely almost like everywhere, if I'm not mistaken. And not so long ago, So there's this other day, you know, I was just scrolling on Twitter and I saw this lady. Yeah, I saw the she's a bit grown woman now. She's events health and safety, you know, consultant or anything of that nature. Yeah, but I saw it's events health and safety, yeah, something like that. So she has her own company where she does health and safety services for people that would want to host bigger events. So for an example, let's say someone is going to host one of the biggest events and we know for a fact or there's just going to be so much risk incidents that might happen there. You might want to consult with the events health and safety officer personnel to advise you on what are some of the things that you might do to eliminate certain hazards, to avoid certain incidents or accidents that might possibly occur. So with that one, like I say, I'm not really familiar with because it was my first time seeing it. But what I said to myself is that I would have to do proper research, if possible. Try to DM that lady and try to have a conversation with her. It was okay, fine, so simply didn't more, you know, and then I'll do a separate video on events safety, health and safety consultant person or something like that. And then yeah, so that's it for me for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to comment. If you are health and safety personnel and you studied in an institution or any other institution, you can just comment down below and just let people know, because actually I went and studied or did my course at this institution.